It's Thursday, which means we're thinking like entrepreneurs, and today I want to talk about up-leveling and why it's so important for your business. Hey, it's Erin Smith, owner and founder of the Starters Club and author of the best-selling book, Master the Start, and welcome to Think Like an Entrepreneur Thursday, where we discuss the mindset shift of going from an employee to an entrepreneur. Today I want to talk about a very important concept, one that I've learned to apply to my business, and it has made tremendous differences in the success of my business, and that's all about up-leveling. Now, we as human beings, we like comfort. It's just human nature. It's what we like to do. We like to surround ourselves with the things we know, the things we can be confident in, what we can share and be a part of. And it's very uncomfortable to put ourselves in positions where we're not comfortable. But as a business owner, I would ask you, let's relay it back to high school. Do you want to be the high school quarterback who did really well in high school but is afraid to take a chance because right now they're a massive fish in a small pond and they're really scared of getting smaller in a bigger pond, yet they can never grow because they've so overgrown the pond that they're in right now? And that's really what I see so many business owners do. We want to be at a certain level, but we feel we're going to get to that certain level only when we reach a certain point, and we never put ourselves in those uncomfortable positions to get there. So let me here's a great way to measure this. When you're going to events, when you're surrounding yourself with the people that you hang out with on a daily basis, are you the smartest person in the room? Do you have the most success? Or are you the least successful? And I'm not going to call you dumb, but the dumbest person in the room. And I used to like to surround myself with people where I knew I was ahead of the game, I was doing really well, because then it was an ego stroke, right? I got pats on the back, it was amazing, like, oh, you're doing so awesome, you're doing so awesome. And I made this massive shift when I took on the Entrepreneur Summit and said, you know what, I want to play at a different level, I'm ready to roll. And one of the key indicators for me is how I'm getting there is I literally get phone calls from people saying, who are you? And why? Who are you? Who are you to do this? Why are you doing this? And like, you've got to have a big company behind you, like, Entrepreneur Magazine or something. How you're just doing this on your own. And the fact that I'm getting those kind of phone calls tells me I'm pushing myself to a whole nother level. Now, I know this can be scary, right? It may cost a little bit more money. For me, it was putting a lot more money on the line for an event that most people were willing to do. It was also putting myself in rooms of people where I'm going to tell you, there are times where I'm very uncomfortable. I feel very small. I feel very, I'm in rooms of people who have multi-million-dollar companies, even billionaires, and I'm networking with them. I'm providing value for them. I'm helping them where I can. But every time I'm second-guessing myself as I'm giving advice, like, oh my gosh, like they're huge. Why would they ask me for advice? But I've come to a point where this is 10xing my business because I'm constantly putting myself in really uncomfortable positions. And you've got to, starting a business is beautiful. It's your first step out of a comfort zone. But you can never settle. You can never be in a position where you're comfortable because that's your next push of up-leveling. And I want you to look around and say, what rooms am I willing to put myself into? Am I the smartest? Do I know I can add the most value where I may not feel like I look so stupid? Or am I pushing myself to go to those places where I'm going to feel a little nervous? I'm not going to, I'm definitely not the queen bee or king bee in this whole room, but I'm going to grow. Because they're going to, when you help people who are ahead of you, they're going to want to help you back. And when you are learning from them, just to be surrounded by them, it's a power and a level of energy that you won't experience with people who aren't pushing themselves, right? And I'm not saying never help people who might be behind you or anything like that, but you can't just spend all your time there. So it's really, really important that you find these groups of people, push yourself. Be that, when you're getting phone calls of who the heck are you, that means you're putting yourself out there in ways that is a complete push, that people haven't heard of you, and you're up leveling your game because you're never going to get there staying in a comfortable position. So have a great understanding of where you want to go. What's the level of person you want to be? Where's your success level? What does success mean to you? And find those people who are there and befriend them and help them in any way you can. This is not I'm going to meet them so I can take from them. Find ways that you can help them in any way you can, and they're going to be willing to help you. And you are going to watch your business soar. It's a very simple concept, but one many entrepreneurs don't want to get into. And so many times as employees, we're comfortable. We're very comfortable. We know our thing. We know our company. We know it all. It's very comfortable. And to get out of that is very scary. But as an employee, or as an entrepreneur, I talk about this all the time. You have to embrace getting uncomfortable. It's going to change everything. So if you have any tips on getting uncomfortable, or if you have any questions about how to find these people, maybe like as you set your level and say, okay, this is the people I want to surround myself with, now what? Please ask them below. I'd love to answer them. Always looking for comments or suggestions you have of also how you've done it. Would love to hear from you. And as always, thanks for watching Think Like an Entrepreneur Thursday. We'll see you next week. And this is Erin Smith of the Starters Club, where I believe everyone's got it in them to start a business. You just got to get started.